Hi, this is Jeff Nager with AMD World Championship of Custom Bike Building. I'm with Stephen Bates here with S.R.B. Customs out of Dallas, Texas.
Garland, Texas.
Garland, Texas, excuse
Dallas
me.
Area.
In the Dallas area, north of Dallas. And we're looking at Mean Green.
Yes.
And it's quite the bike. What was your inspiration on this bike?
Well, I have 3 boys that work with me. They're my sons. And, you know, they come up with ideas that sometimes I'm not interested in, but I kind of flow with it. You know, I sit and listen, but sometimes it's just hard to imagine it until you start putting it on the table and start working with it. They wanted to do the rigid single side. We've seen several of them like that, and a lot of them are soft tails, but they wanted to do the rigid. And I tell you, this is a young man's bike right here.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, it's the seat itself that just it'll wear on you.
But it doesn't wear on the boys?
Well, they're young. They got bigger butts than I got.
I see. Well, let's start at the front end because, you know, I love the 21st century girder front ends, and that's what we're looking at over here.
Yes, it is. And we seen Cook Customs. They built something similar to this right here. Actually, it's a Cook Custom triple tree. So we built that front end off Cook Customs triple tree, and it has the mono shock off a mountain bike, which has a 400-pound recoil in it with a nitrous bottle on the top of it.
So 400 pounds is enough?
So far, it's been great.
All right, and we can't go without mentioning those very cool chrome front wheels.
Yeah, they're made by Pickard out of Richardson. And they actually, my youngest son had them design them and stuff like that, and they named the wheels after him, and they're called Fat Boy.
So that must say something.
Well, you know what? It's funny how you know when somebody gets a profile, they stick with it.
I see. Well, tell us a little bit about S.R.B. Customs. What kind of shop it is, and who are your customers?
Well, we have several customers. You know, we started out, you know, just basically building bikes for ourselves, and one thing led to another. We had guys come in, take a look at what we wanted. They wanted our frames. We started building custom frames, the rigid frames, and they came in, seen what we had, and basically it started from there. I mean, we got people from Midland, Odessa that came in. We built a bike from him. I met him at a show several years ago, and he liked what we had, and he wanted one, so we built a bike from him.
And that's it started at Midland, Odessa, and it's gone strong since then.
Well, that's not where it actually started from. It started in the neighborhoods of where we live and stuff like that. You know, some of my boys' best friends and stuff like that, and some guys that you know just came in just to see what we were doing.
Well, that's a very nice looking S&S engine. Tell me about that.
It's a 113 with a 10-to-1 compression. We basically was going to build this one to put in a drag bike, and then we decided, well, you know what, let's see what we can do about putting it in this thing. And we had a good friend of ours out of Allen, Texas, that built this motor for us, and I tell you what, it's a strong motor.
So this baby gets up and goes?
It'll break the wheels loose.
I bet it will. Your transmission and primary?
Well, the transmission is a 5-speed RevTech left side drive. The primary is a 2-inch Ultima.
How long did it take to get the build together?
Well, my sons wanted to get this thing ready for the Route Rally in '09, and we basically started in January of '09, and we had to have it completed, painted and everything, and ready to roll in the middle of May.
Now, it is striking, the single-sided swing arm. How long did it take you to get that design squared away?
Well, actually what we done, we took the motor compartment, transmission compartment, put it on our jig, we built that up. Once we done that, then we took the frame out of the jig. We have a 1-inch plate that's about 7 foot long. We set it up there, run our center line, and then we started forming the tubing and stuff for the swing arm. We had the tire in place, in line. We laser shot it to make sure we were straight. And then once we started building the tubing for the swing arm, or for the rigid part of the swing arm, it took us probably about 2 weeks to get everything right.
So the entire build, how long did it take?
I would say the whole entire build from start to finish actually took us about 4 months.
That seems like a short period of time. You guys must know what you're doing.
Well, we sure hope so.
Yeah, we do. Another aspect is your rear brake. I like the way it's set up.
Yes, and that's also by Pickard. Pickard does quite a bit of stuff for us. They're good friends of my youngest son, and we took what they had and we modified it a little bit to fit what we were doing and stuff. But it's a Pickard design, and it's basically what they call their sproter.
And how long did, what was the most challenging aspect of this build?
The real part of this bike.
I kind of thought so.
I mean, everything else was pretty much basic coming off our jig, but once we took it off the jig, it's basically trying to get that swing arm and everything lined up, the geometry of it and everything to work. But I think honestly, it's the best thing we've done so far.
Well, if somebody was looking at the bike and was interested in talking with you about some assistance or a complete bike, where would they find you on the web, and what's your telephone number?
Well, we have a website. It's SRBcustoms.com, and they could call 817-312-0155, and that's my cell, and it'll get directly to me. And I'll be glad to help anybody who's got the money.
All right, well, there it is. A great bike. We're at the AMD World Championship, and good luck.